Hello student, I'm Mr. Lam. So in this video, we are going to talk about the disease of the pancreas, and actually it's the extended part of the last video, because in last video I did a book report of the book I want to eat your pancreas. So it is the part 2 of the video. And apart from talking about the pancreas disease, we also will go through some questions from the public exams. So before that, if you have already learned the part of the coordinating system, okay, and also the pancreas function. So at least I think you can tell me the difference between the exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. Okay, so if you have not yet learned this topic, so you can treat it as a preparation section. So I give you 10 seconds to recall the concept, okay, between the difference between exocrine gland and endocrine gland. Okay, so firstly, we talk about the exocrine gland. So actually, it's talking about the gland. It can produce some substance, and the substance will be transported to the target organ directly through the duct. So that's why we have another name called duct gland. So that means in this simple diagram, you can know that the chemicals will be transported from the exocrine gland directly to the target organ or target organs by the duct gland. And for example, we have the salivary gland, sweat gland. So the saliva will be directly transferred or transported to the mouth cavity. The sweat will be secreted directly to the skin. And of course, our main focus in this video, the pancreas, it can produce the pancreatic juice, and through the pancreatic duct, so the juice will be transported to the duodenum, the part of the small intestine. And also some gland, they can produce the mucus, so they can also secrete the mucus directly to the stomach or vagina, something like this. For example, for the stomach, it can act as the protective coat, okay, against the gastric juice. And also for the endocrine gland, so they can also produce the chemicals, and actually we can name it hormones, okay. So the hormones will go to the blood, okay, so that means they will enter the bloodstream, okay, and then go through the all body parts, okay. So that's why there is no the specific duct. So that's why the endocrine gland, we can also call it ductless gland, okay. So the endocrine gland secrete the hormone, okay, and the hormone go into the bloodstream, and then actually because the hormones, they go into the bloodstream and pass through the whole body parts. So that's why we need a specific receptor, okay, for the target cells to receive those hormones. And those cells without the receptors, okay, so they are the non-target cells, okay, the hormone will not bind to the cells. So we can distinguish the target cell from the non-target cells. And also, the key concept is that the hormones, they only exert, okay, the effect on specific organs. And of course, one more thing I would like to mention is that the hormones will not affect the gland itself. So that means if the gland, for example, the pancreatic gland, the pancreas, okay, they secrete the insulin, something like this. So the insulin should only affects the target organs, okay, but not itself, okay. It's just like the concept we learned in the plant the tropism, okay, when we talk about auxin, okay, the plant hormone, we share the same concept, okay. And so the endocrine gland secrete the chemicals, the hormones, okay, through the bloodstream and go to the target organs, okay, by the means of the receptor to act as a recognition. And also we have the example, okay, the focus will be the pancreas, okay, they can secrete the insulin, glucagon, okay, and also the target organ, okay, it can be more than one. So that means we also have target organs, but not only one target organ. So insulin, they can add on the liver and muscle cells and the body cells. The glucagon, they only add on the liver, something like this. And also the adrenal gland, they can secrete adrenaline, and the adrenaline will be released to the blood vessels, the bloodstream, and then go to the heart. And also the ADH, we learn it in the elective part of the human physiology. They can also affect the function of the kidney. So that's a simple summary for the endocrine and the exocrine gland. And for the pancreas itself, okay, because the main focus of this video is talking about the pancreas, so I would like to mention that pancreas is a very important gland, because actually the pancreas, it can act as the exocrine gland, okay, by secreting the digestive enzyme, the pancreatic juice, in the pancreatic juice, okay, to the small intestine for food digestion. But also it can act as the endocrine gland to secrete the hormones, okay, for example insulin and glucagon, to regulate, control the blood glucose level. So that's why pancreas is very important organs. So in this diagram, I also would like to talk about the simple structure of the pancreas. We have the head of the pancreas, the body, and also the tail. And later on, we shall focus on the disease. Okay, and somehow the disease commonly they occur in the head of the pancreas. Okay, just commonly. Okay, so that means we still have some pancreatic disease. Okay, they will occur in the body or even the tail of the pancreas. Okay, and also we have the common bile duct and the pancreatic duct. Okay, we shall also talk about it later on, because the bile duct, okay, it can transfer the bile to the duodenum, and the pancreatic duct, it will transfer or transport the pancreatic juice to the duodenum as well. So that's why there is a common bile duct. Okay, so later on, if there is some problems, okay, happening in the common bile duct, it will not only affect the bile duct but also affect the pancreas itself. Okay. So in this video, I'm going to talk about two common diseases of the pancreas. One is the pancreatitis and the other one is the pancreatic cancer. So for the first disease, okay, actually it's talking about the inflammation of the pancreas. Okay, so for the acute one, okay, it's an inflammation suddenly, and for the chronic one, actually it means that the inflammation, okay, it happens again. Okay, so actually it causes damage to the pancreas, and it will make result in the fibrosis and also maybe some calcium, okay, deposit in the pancreas, or even the recurrent ductal inflammation. Okay, so one of the common causes is that the gallstone, okay, they block the common bile duct, okay, and then actually not only block the bile duct but also block the pancreatic duct as well. So that's why maybe the juice, the pancreatic juice, okay, they will go back to the pancreas and then cause some damage. And also we have another possible causes, for example the heavy alcohol consumption or autoimmune condition. That means that our body defense system, they attack the pancreas itself. And also we have some symptoms, okay, abdominal pain, vomiting, fever, weight loss, oily feces, and also rapid pulse. So actually these three symptoms, okay, with the star, actually it means that you are able to explain why these symptoms will occur. Okay, fever, weight loss, and oily feces. Okay, so the fever actually is related to the inflammation. Inflammation is talking about maybe a certain region of the body, for example the wound, okay, for example the injured organs, okay, so it is a particular region, okay, for inflammation. But somehow the fever, okay, is the inflammatory response within the entire body, in the whole body. Okay, so that is the fever. Increase the body temperature, something like this. And actually you can recall the concept, we learned it in the body defense, the non-specific body defense response. Okay, so you will know that the inflammation and also the fever, actually they are related. And also for the weight loss and the oily feces is related to the digestive system. Okay, so later on when you recall the function of the pancreas, and you will know that why, if the pancreas there are any diseases, okay, it will cause weight loss and also the oily feces. And also for the pancreatic cancer, okay, so you can see that according to the statistic in 2016 done by the Hong Kong Cancer Registry, it stated that, okay, there are 700 new cases, okay, and actually 600 something of the patients, okay, they die. Okay, so actually you can see the death rate is around 97%. It's very high percentage of the death rate. And the first type, okay, of the pancreatic cancer, okay, is the cancer in the exocrine gland. Okay, so somehow that means the pancreatic juice, okay, the enzyme, okay, somehow the pancreatic duct, okay, they are in problem. So it's a very common one. So actually the pancreatic cancer in the exocrine cells, okay, they may commonly occur in the head of the pancreas. And also that's why they are easily spread to other body parts, okay. And also it's talking about the duct, okay. The duct, the cell, okay, they undergo uncontrolled cell division, and somehow it will block the duct. And also maybe the cells producing the digestive enzyme, okay, if they are not under control, okay, the cell division is not under control. So that's why there are a lot of cells, okay, they will produce the digestive enzyme, okay, in a large quantity. So it will also affect our pancreas condition. And for the other one, it's talking about neuroendocrine cells. So actually, it affects the endocrine size of the pancreas. So it will affect the secretion of the hormones. Okay, for example, insulin and glucagon. And just like the exocrine gland, the case, okay, because the cell they are not under control, they can undergo cell division, okay, in a very rapid way. So that's why there will be a lot of cells secreting the hormones, insulin or glucagon. So that's why often they are in large quantities. So that's why it may lead to the no blood glucose level. But the good thing is that, okay, it helps us to identify, okay, the patient. Oh, is it really anything going wrong, okay, in his body or in her body, okay? So somehow we can easily notice it, okay, detect it earlier. And also for the risk factor, okay, so just like what we learned in the non-specific, non-infectious disease, okay, or the personal health, okay, the concept, we learn about various type of risk factor, the age, sex, diet, something like this, okay, or any genetic factors, okay. So we can see that if we are older, okay, we got high chance, okay, to get the pancreatic cancer. Also the sex, also the diet, okay, high in animal fats, low in vegetables, something like this, or excess or heavy alcohol consumption, something like this, okay. And also for the symptoms, just like the inflammation of the pancreas, okay, abdominal pain, okay, digestive problem, weight loss, something like this. And somehow, okay, later on we have the question, okay, and you will know that why the digestive problems, okay, it will lead to weight loss, okay. And also we have the concept, okay, Judas, okay. So you can search the picture of the Judas, okay, in Google, okay. So somehow I just show you the picture, okay. Actually this case is a bit mild, okay, but not the severe one. So you can search the photo by yourself. And also for the vomiting, okay, why the patient will vomit, okay, because somehow the head of the pancreas, we have the tumor or we have the cancer cells. So under the uncontrolled cell division, so somehow there will be a lot of cells, okay, a tumor, okay, they will block the head of the pancreas, okay, block the duct. So somehow it may even block the duodenum, okay, once the cell they are sufficiently large enough, okay. So that's why the food, okay, they cannot pass through from the stomach to the duodenum. So if they do not go down, okay, so they will go up. So that's why you will vomit. So after we're talking about the pancreatic disease, so it's the question time. So let's take a look at some daily life question about the pancreatic disease. So the first one, you can see that a little girl, she is injecting herself with a dose of the insulin, and she needs to perform it regularly, otherwise she will die. So for the question 1, okay, part A, B, C a bit easier, okay, and actually the main focus will be part D. So part A, name the disease. Part B, explain that why the insulin must be injected rather than taken orally. So it's a very normal question, okay, very easy question. I think most of you can understand it. And part C is that the amount of the insulin injected should be carefully maintained, okay, should be carefully monitored. Otherwise, over injection, that means just injected a lot of the insulin, the dose, okay, just high dose, okay, it may be fatal, okay, it will kill the little girl. So why? What is the reason? So for part A, diabetes, okay, and part B, why we need to inject it rather than taken orally? Because insulin is protein in nature. That means insulin is made up of proteins. So if we really inject it, okay, ingest it, I mean eat it, so it will be digested by the stomach. So that's why we should inject it directly to the bloodstream. It's just like that the pancreas secrete the insulin and go to the bloodstream directly. Okay, and also for part C, okay, why we need to control the dose of the insulin injection? Because excessive insulin over injection, it will lead to extremely low blood glucose level. Okay, so it's just the first part. But why it is fatal, or why it will kill the little girl? Because the extremely low blood glucose level, okay, it implies that there will be insufficient supply of energy or supply of blood glucose to the essential body organ. For example, our brain, especially the brain, because actually our brain it can only use glucose, okay, for respiration only. So that's why if we do not supply sufficient amounts of glucose to the brain, okay, we shall faint. And part D, okay, it is the important question. Okay, after the medical inspection, the doctor suspected that, okay, the girl's failure to secrete insulin is probably due to the blockage of her pancreatic duct. Okay, and then explain accounts for this. Okay, explain. So you may think that no, Mr. Leung, actually the pancreas, it should secrete the insulin directly to the bloodstream, but not through the pancreatic duct. Pancreatic duct, it should carry the pancreatic juice to the duodenum only. Actually, it's the side of the exocrine gland function. But for secreting insulin, it should be the endocrine gland function. So, actually, is the doctor wrong? Okay, is he or she saying something wrong to the girl? Okay, so that's something we need to analyze. It seems that, okay, it's not that relevant for the blockage of the pancreatic duct and lead to the failure of insulin secretion. But somehow, okay, our whole body system, and actually for the pancreas, it has two roles. One role is for the exocrine gland, and the other role is for the endocrine gland. So that's why actually the concept is that the blockage of the pancreatic duct, it leads to the accumulation of pancreatic protease in the pancreas. So that means the pancreatic juice, it will not be transported to the duodenum because the duct is blocked. And especially I mentioned protease here. Protease, as what you learned before, is an enzyme to speed up the digestion of protein. So if the juice cannot go to the duodenum, they will backflow. Okay, so when the juice backflow, so the protease, the pancreatic protease, will digest the cell, especially the insulin secreting cells. Because for this question, we are talking about the little girl. She cannot produce the insulin. Okay, so that's why less insulin will be secreted. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for the question 2, okay, it says that a man was diagnosed with a kind of pancreatic cancer. Okay, and actually the cancer is saying that overgrowth of the endocrine pancreatic cells. So a lot of pancreatic cells, they can secrete hormone. Okay, they are growing not under control. Okay, so actually that's why he sometimes felt dizzy. Okay, but sometimes because okay. He drinks a solution of glucose, okay, so the situation become better. Why? Okay, what is the relationship between the cancer and also the situation, okay, the symptoms of that man, okay? Why he feels dizzy, okay? Because low glucose, low blood glucose level, right? Okay, so for part A, based on the observation, suggest why the pancreatic cancer, okay, will cause the situation of the man. And also part B, after having an operation to remove a large part of the pancreas, so actually the doctor advised him not to take protein and fat diet, okay, low protein and low fat diet. Okay, why? What is the reason? Okay, the biological reason. So in this part, what you need to recall is the roles of the pancreas. Okay, one is the endocrine gland and the other one is the exocrine gland. Okay, so that's the daily life situation we need to consider. So for this part A, due to the uncontrolled growth or cell division of the insulin secreting cells, okay, it will secrete a lot of insulin, okay, a lot insulin to the blood. And the blue part, these two sentences, the blue part, either one, okay. So actually the blue part, they talk about the functions of the insulin, okay. The insulin, the increased level, okay, I mean increased level of the insulin will stimulate or promote the conversion of the blood glucose into glycogen by the liver. And also, it will also promote the uptake of the blood glucose by the body cells, okay. So that's why the excess insulin secretion, it will lead to the very low blood glucose level. So that's why not sufficient blood glucose to the brain. So that's why the situation occurs. Okay, he shows the symptoms, okay, of being dizzy. Okay, so that's why there's something you can relate it to question 1, right? Or even the symptoms, okay, of the pancreatic disease. Okay, what we talked about in the previous slide. And part B, okay, why the patients, okay, is suggested not to take too much protein or fat diet, okay, low protein, low fat diet, because part of the tissues of the pancreas, it can secrete the pancreatic juice, right? Okay, it can produce a digestive enzyme, including protease and lipase in the digestive juice. So that's why if the cells, okay, if they are also removed together with the cancer cells, so that's why the pancreas cannot produce sufficient amount of the protease and lipase, and it will lead to difficult digestion of protein and fat. So that's why he is advised to take low protein and low fat diet. So imagine the concept is that we call the concept, okay, we talk about the symptoms of the pancreatic cancers or the disease. So weight loss is one of the symptoms, right? Losing weight. And also the oily feces, right? Okay, the feces full of oil or just a large amount of oil, okay, because it's due to the difficult digestion. If the man, he cannot digest effectively, okay, so that's why he cannot absorb the protein, he cannot absorb the fat, okay, efficiently, okay, so that's why it will cause weight loss, okay, the malnutrition, right? And for the second one is that why he may produce oily feces, because just like in this question, okay, if part of the pancreas is removed, and so that's why the pancreas cannot produce sufficient amount of lipase. So that means the fat may not be digested completely. So that's why the fat will not be absorbed and they will be ejected in the feces. So that's why it will be there will be oily feces, right? Okay, so that's the part B. So after that, apart from saying practice makes perfect, I also would like to remind you to really appreciate how complicated is our human body, and also how beautiful is our human body. Or just like Bill Gates say that the human body is the most complex system even created. The more we learn about it, the more appreciation we have about what a rich system it is. And also I pick up this picture, okay, not only for our human body but also the earth, the ecosystem. The ecosystem is also a very complex system, and also actually every organism or the biotic or the abiotic factors, okay, they can interact and affect each other. Just like our human body, okay, all the organs actually they can be related with each other. All of them are interdependent, okay. So for example, if we talk about the diabetes, okay, there are blood glucose in there are glucose, not blood glucose, there are glucose in our urine, okay. So you may think that there must be something wrong in our kidney, but actually, okay, the failure organ may not be the kidney, okay, but the pancreas because it may not secrete sufficient amount of insulin. Or maybe the organ, the target organ may be the liver because even the pancreas, it can secrete insulin, but the liver cannot receive such signal, okay, to convert the excessive blood glucose to the or to the glycogen. It also can be the case. So that's why in biology, when we learn biology, okay, not only for keep memorizing all the things, we also need to analyze the daily life, our body situation, okay. Each organ, they are related with each other, to each other, I mean, okay. So in this video, not only talk about the book, but also talk about the disease and some daily life cases in biology. So I hope that you can learn it well. Any question, just leave your comment here, and see you next time. Bye bye.